Hi everyone, my name is Thomas Kim. Today is July 23rd, 2019. This is my 12th episode about graph in C++. In our previous episode, we learned about type dispatch and std integral constant. If you haven't watched my previous episode about type dispatch, please double click this link and watch this video, because this episode continues from my previous episode. Also, we will be using SFINAE feature of template metaprogramming. If you haven't watched this video, please click this link and you can watch about SFINAE. In this episode, I will compare type dispatch versus SFINAE, and we will also implement enable if t, because I use enable if t and SFINAE quite a lot, and I don't use type dispatch much in my own programming. Without further ado, let's get started. Start Visual Studio Code. In Visual Studio Code, if you open CPP extension folder, you can find graph subfolder. In this folder, click this button, 12 SFINAE.cpp, hit enter. Ctrl V, include talk play fun, output HPP. Now we define template function like this. Template, the first type is boolean, bool, I would say predicate. The next type is type name, return type. We will initialize void. Default value will be type void. Struct, enable if t. Don't forget semicolon here. We assume predicate is false. Okay? Then using type void, but we disabled type. the type. Now I copy this part and pasted it here. We specialize like this. Predicate, return type. This is for specialization. In this case, we don't need this predicate type. We provide true. Okay, this is specialization. Sorry, we cannot provide default value in case of specialization. We cannot provide default value or type for specialization. Now in this case, using type, return type. Please remember, this is in case of true, we define type. In case of false, we assume false as default value. Type is not defined. With this, we can define function like this. Template, type name, type, enable if t, return type will be type. Okay, so we have to provide predicate, boolean predicate. std is same. We provide b, type int. Okay, so this is return type. Remainder type N, type D. We assume type is the same as int. Then we can create function N modulo D. Please note that this is return type. This specifies return type. If int and type is the same, it is true, then this type is defined. Here, I missed one thing, type. And I need to define type name. Sorry, I will modify it into st. Okay, st defines type only when type and int are the same. Type of enable if st is defined only when the first non-type value is true. Now I copy this function once again, pasted it here. If the type is double, type is the same as double. Now type is double in this case. Long Q is quotient and divided by D with typecast to long. Now we return N minus Q times D. Okay, so we defined two functions. Type parameters are the same, and this enable if st determines return type. This function is enabled. This function is enabled or exists only when type is the same as int. This function exists only when type is double. Okay, this is return type. It determines return type. This part determines return type. The function arguments are the same. In both cases, function names are the same. So these two functions are overloaded, but they are not. They exist only when type is int. This function exists only when type is double. So they are SFINANE out. With this function, void test remainder stream the remainder over 7.0 divided by 4.0. Sorry, I will define here talk play fun ss stream auto and l talk play fun and l. Here remainder 7.0 4.0. Now I copy this function once again. Remainder 7 divided by 4, 7, 4, int main. I call this function copy and paste. Start command prompt clang ++ std C++ 17 12 SFINAE.cpp, hit enter. CLS. Now remainder of 7.0 divided by 4 is 3. This is for case double. Okay, this is for type int. I will modify it a little bit. Auto D. I will copy like this. Auto I will also copy like this. And here D. Here I. Type of D. Talk, play, fun. Get type category D. Type of I. Talk, play, fun. Get type category I. I modified like this. Hit enter. CLS. Now type of D is double. Type of I is int. Okay. So we overloaded two functions using SFINAE. We haven't used type dispatch. Please compare this video with my previous episode 11. In case of C++ standard, this is named enable if, and I modified to enable if as in C++ standard, and enable if. This is C++ standard style. Now let's build once again if it works properly. Okay, it works properly. C++ standard also defines another one. Template, bool, predicate, type name, return type, void, using enable if T, type name, enable if predicate, return type. In case of C++ standard defines suffix underscore T. With this, we can modify like this. We can modify like this. Now we can try it. Sorry, we have to remove type name here now. It's much cleaner. CLS, it works exactly the same as before. Now we can define our own like this. Template, type name type, using enable if int T, enable if T std is same B, type int type. So we are using this function, type function. I can define another one, enable if double. Now this time this is double. With this I can now change it to like this. Enable if int t. I modified like this. Enable if double t. Now I can modify like this. So these two functions modified. This determines return type. This determines return type. Now let's build CLS. It works exactly the same. But in this approach, there is one drawback. So this is testing if type int. This is type double. What about type float and type long and type short? For more generalized case, we need to introduce type list. So in my next episode, I will explain how to extend enable if t function and how to generalize for more advanced case such as integral type, short, long, unsigned, signed. In case of type real, such as float. I will post complete source code to my website, extension talkplayfun.com website. By the time you watch this video, you can click this link and download complete source code. If you unzip it, then you can find the CPP extension, grep subfolder. You can find the complete source code of this episode. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you for watching.